Hello, everybody. Glad to have you guys here. I just got this thing in the mail. That's why there's a brief delay. It is called a wind guard. What I want to know from you guys is if it, like, you could hear the wind still from my fan. Because as you guys know, with the summertime and all, it's been heating up, and I thought I would get this thing. So it goes over my microphone. I have another one, which is the regular foam one, because a lot of times when I review the material, or I should say the replays, or just making a deep dive video in the studio, if you will. I hear a lot of times, like for instance, I say I'm from Portland, right? It's like a pop, right? The puh. It's supposed to filter all this out. And I ordered these things a while back, and then my order got canceled twice. I decided to go with a different guy. Had to pay a little bit more, but that's okay. Let me know. I'm looking at you guys in the comments right now. I'm just trying to see if there's any feedback from you guys about if it sounds like crap, if it sounds muffled. Let me know, okay? And I'll try to work some things out. But I just got it, and I thought I would hook it up. So please, by all means, let me know. And if anything, I'll try to see how it sounds on the other screen real quick. Wow. It literally filters it all out. That's crazy. I'm listening to myself on the other screen because of the delay. All right. Well, I'm convinced. I think it works fine. Just to show you guys real quick before we kick it in and welcome you guys. This is a wind guard, right? I know that's kind of funky. I need to shape that out, but it's basically designed in which the wind hits it. It doesn't, uh, doesn't cause problems. I have the regular one too, but anyway, just thought I'd try it out. Be comfortable for a change with the hot summer heat. So sitting here sweating blazes and stuff like that, and how to crank my AC up a little bit more. But anyway, all right, let's do things the right way, right? Let's start things off by welcoming some of you guys. I really appreciate you guys being here. We're going to start things off with the first comment of the day. And before I do so, I'm going to turn some banners back on, all that good stuff. Again, I apologize for the delay. I had a lot of people in and out of here in regards to taking care of my dad and stuff like that. It's been a real extremely busy last couple of days. But I'm glad to be here. And let's start things off by welcoming the first comment of the day. Comes from Din G, possibly with somebody else. I don't know, maybe with the delay, but nonetheless, welcome, Mr. Din G, aka Daniel. And he says, came to smash that like and listen recording later. No data at work. One love, everyone. Must be a fan of Nas. One love right back to you. But thank you for that. Brittany's in the house. She says, hello. It looks like you got a new avatar. Let's check it out, Brittany. All right, cool. Good picture of yourself, Brittany. Thank you for being here. Glad to have you back, Brittany. And on top of that, excuse me, man. Gonna welcome a few more, you guys. I'm gonna go faster through it. Sorry about that. Cash Cats is welcome. Glad to have you here, Cash. Appreciate you. GG's in the house. Party people. Yes, party people. Your dreams have now been fulfilled. Jump in a deep dive with Max and let's get ill. That's right, y'all. Boomer F and Sooner's here. Yes, the one, the only, Mr. Boomer F and Sooner. But thank you, GG, for being here. Boomer F and Sooner. Jean Pierre is here. Bonjour. Right back to you. Thank you so much for being here. Elite ET XTC pumping. Yeah, we'll pull that up while we're welcoming some people. Why not? Feels like this thing is like all up in my face, but that's okay. All right, so let's pull up some XDC. You know me. Yep, it's up 8.66%, 21% for the week, and 1.62% on the 1 hour. We can go ahead and share that right now with you guys. All right. So there's that. One sec. I had to bust out the rain and mango fat juice. Yes. All right. 24 people here. 16 likes. Please smash the like. I swear we're going to get to this outline here in a bit. But yeah, LEET, welcome. Glad to have you here. That's a cool looking avatar, man. I like it. Guys, let's give LEET that warm CTN welcome. Andrew Davis, welcome back. He says, what's up to Boomer and everybody else? Any newcomers, like I mentioned, thank you so much for being here. Cash Cats is welcoming Andrew or saying what's up to him. Bone is running. Yep. The one and only Orb, aka Brian Dowie. Brian frickin' Dowie is here. Glad to have you here, Brian Dowie. River is also here. Let's go further down into the comments. The one and only Michael Montclair is also here. It says, hey all. Wow, look at that avatar. Everybody's got new avatars today. Look at that. Wow, that is quite the pick, man. That is a lovely avatar. You and Zara. Cool stuff, man. See, you guys think I don't know stuff like that? I always know stuff like that. Why would I know stuff like that? All right. Going a little bit further down into some more comments. Just welcome a few more of you guys. We'll jump into the outline. We got, what else we got? We got Miguel. Welcome back, Miguel. Hi, everyone. I hope you are adding more Jasmine to your bags. Cool stuff. Yes, if you haven't hit your goals, by all means, reach your goals. Or if you reach your goals, you know, this is where the greed comes in, I guess you could say, or you just recognize the prices. Anyway. All right. Orb says Max must be doing a deep dive. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that. That was good. Brian Riley. Good evening, all. Glad to have you back as well, Brian. The two Brians. All right. Let's also welcome back Corey B-Bay. Good evening. Oh, welcome back, Corey. Cool. Glad to have you back, man. Eddie T is here. Welcome, Eddie T. Always appreciate you, Eddie T. And thank you for that feedback about the sound. I did check it on the other side, but nonetheless, yeah, thank you very much. Just popped up, Max. What you talking about? I don't know. All right, let's go further down. Salamander, welcome. Glad to have you here, Salamander. He says Bitcoin and XRP are not a security. Every other coin is on its own. Yeah, if you want to look at it from the SEC point of view. All right. Let's also welcome GF Burke. He says, Voot, hello, Orb. And to hell with everyone else. No, I'm kidding. Hello, Burke. Glad to have you here, man. Just welcome a few more of you guys. Check to see if anybody else is here. Hope your cast bags were packed. They will be soon. All right. Newman. Welcome back, Newman. No, I'm kidding. Welcome back to Newman Lord from, I would say from Seinfeld, but that's obviously not it. But welcome back, Newman. All right. Blackwood's in the house. Welcome, Blackwood. Appreciate you, man. Any thoughts on Twitter X potentially working with XLM? How about working with the X's? Can we show that real quick? Have you guys seen that? I don't know if you guys seen that. All right. This makes me think it's more than just one. All right. So, if anything, I'll pull up the one from the one and only Elon Musk, not the other guy. Right? Let me see if this is still up. I think you guys seen this. All right, so maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was from the parody guy. I don't know. I could have sworn that somebody else posted about this. Maybe it's not there. Maybe it's somewhere else. Maybe it is. Yeah, but anyway. Somebody had one where it showed the 3 X's. I don't know. We'll pull up something about it anyway. Let's check this out real quick. This is kind of cool. Let's share this. So, this is the, people driving down the street. What, in San Francisco, I imagine? Maybe it's Oakland. I don't remember. All right, let's play this.
That's all. The police stopped him, actually.
All right, so there's that. But there's another picture that was on, I believe, his Twitter that showed the X's. And that was cool, like super cool. It makes you think, all right, well, there's got to be more to it than just, one. I mean, this picture is kind of cool. We did something like this with Professor X and DMX, you know, so that's cool. I'm just gonna show you guys this a tab bit more. If I don't find it here soon, then it's like, whatever. I mean, in reality, none of these are officially his. I'm just gonna scroll through this one more time. I mean, that's crazy. It's supposed to say, "I love Canada," but yeah, I heart. Jeez. All right. Obviously can't pull it up. I don't know what happened to it. But the key thing is this, right? When we scroll further down to this, there's this part obviously about SpaceX. So many people have said, you know, is this the reason why he called it SpaceX? You know, because X.com in the past, and I don't know. It's interesting, you know. But at the end of the day, I think it's more than meets the eye. You know, you have XDC, XRP, XLM, but to each his own. And if anything, we'll find out a little bit more of what exactly is going to happen with this. All right. Going to go further down to the comments. Going to welcome a few more of you guys, or just read a question. Brett Haslam, welcome back. Glad to have you back. Orb Max, that memo on XRPL must mean something. No. I think, we talking about, yeah, we got some news from the one and only Brian Dowie. We're going to get into that in a second. We'll show you guys that in a bit. All right, Newman Lord. My real name is Paul. LOL. Ironically, my friend Paul, who's my neighbor, was here, and he was helping me out with some things around the house because I'm having some work done to this house. All right, Corey Bibe, great point, Max, working with the X's. Yep. All right, I think we're almost to the bottom. Newman Moore says, Elon posted the Hedera emblem at the start of the year. Oh, wow. That's incredible. T. Wildman, welcome back. Have a look at X Project. That's another one that we brought up. We'll try to do a proper deep dive. I've written that down on my notes to get into that, or to at least look into that. Add it to the whole grocery list of stuff that we got to look at. Basically, Render, Propy, that one. But that's all right. Max put up my Twitter post. I will just a minute. Mr. Lambo's Crypto Talk, CTN fan. Glad to have you back. Anonymous Crypto. Max has the meats. My God. Jack be nimble. Jack be quick. Gensler sucks on the wicked pogo stick. Oh my God. All right. Yeah, no, I get that. I recognize the avatar. Welcome back. All right. Hex down 16% 1 hour. Yeah, it's crazy. I saw just a little brief bit of 2-bit crypto. He was talking about how it's just done. Just done. I don't know. Don't know what to think about that, but I'm glad that shout out to Tim Shea. He was kind of like recommend, like, Max, I don't think you should get into that. And I was like, you know what? I think Tim Shea might be right about that. So I'm glad we have great members of the community that kind of have each other's back. All right. So we're going to read just one more comment from Corey Bibe. Correct me if he's wrong. Then it must say he will control half of the global financial markets one day. I mean, we'll see how that works out. But I mean, you know, if he puts his mind to anything, he's pretty good at what he does. All right. I do appreciate you guys being here. You guys got a lot of great comments, and we do appreciate you guys getting the algorithm going. Obviously, it's pretty awesome. Let's see how we're doing the likes real quick. We're at 28 likes. We have 40 people watching, so we appreciate you guys. Let's get into the outline of what we have for you guys here tonight. Please smash that like. We're going to start things off, believe it or not, with a little bit of all of the above. Oh, what's Max talking about with this? Well, I'm going to give a shout out to a guy that we've had on a show, and we need to get him on the show again, and he does agree that he needs to come back. It is Tokenizer, right? I think this guy is absolutely brilliant. I think he's the GOAT of blockchain and DLT research. You should give him a follow if you haven't done so already. But you guys have seen the tweet that I put out. I think it was like maybe late last night or early this morning, whatever the case be. I said some great analogy from the GOAT of blockchain DLT research at Tokenizer. I basically tagged everything that was in the thread that he made. I'm going to show you guys a little bit about this, right? This is a great analogy. He says, choosing between hype coins and regulated DLT is like picking a burger or salad. Hear them out on this, right? I think this is a great analogy. Factually, the answer's obvious. Emotionally, there's a lot you got to weigh out. As we know, when it comes to crypto, it's a very emotional, as the saying goes, roller coaster. But there's a lot of emotions that cause people to either finish this race or continuously, be part of the race, if you will, or people just decide, you know what, this is too much for me. I don't see a lot going on. I'm out, right? Look at this. He says, for instance, obviously the burger equals tasty, exciting, fan favorite, it's fatty, right? Who doesn't enjoy a good, juicy burger? I don't give a crap who you are. Even if you're a vegan, you probably eat a vegan burger, right? You eat some kind of a burger. All right, how about this other one? Salads, boring, unpopular, but it's healthy, right? All right, so he says, let's look at this further. Quant. Obviously, we're going to talk about Quant. Do you guys like the thumbnail? My hat with the Quant, and then in the little middle part, it's got the little Jasmine thing. Why would I put that? Because I do truly believe at some point, if Jasmine is going to take things to the next level from where they are at with centrality, and I'm not complaining about that. Jasmine can scale. We're happy. We're pleased with that. But as we know, when it comes to these next runs that we're looking forward to and so on, when they get more of that market cap and more of that momentum, who knows, breaking the top 50, right? We would like to see them become fully interoperable, right? And be able to scale further. So let's talk about Quant. Doesn't offer 500% APY or any liquidity farming opportunities for big gains, but it does offer boring old. This is funny. Boring old. For me, this is interesting. For some people, it is true. Boring old. Multi-platform interoperability for enterprise to connect their legacy infrastructure to DLT. It's not dismissing or backhanding the old, but it's incorporating the new. And where we're going to go with that with Web3. Casper, is it boasting 300 plus DeFi dApps, for instance, or play to earn games for users to earn while gaming? They all are doing, basically making a network that can fork with hybrid permissions while having variable finality. How many darn projects do we see get onboarded into their ecosystem? Very impressive. Render, I'm promising you guys. I know it's been a while. You've been promising this for 3 months, Mac. I'm sick and tired. I'm unsubscribing. I'm out of here. Well, Render, it is one of the promised ones for a proper deep dive. A lot of you guys hold Render. I'm fully aware of that, but it says isn't launching the next biggest NFT market or metaverse, but they are just the ones rendering and pulling the strings for the actual builders and artists to turn their imaginations to life. I'm not going to get into all of this. I want to mention DAG and XRP and Energy Web Token and even IOTA, right? And maybe XDC. Maybe I will get into this. I don't know. DAG. I don't hold any Constellation DAG yet, but I'm fully aware that this is definitely one of the 10 I need to own. Some of you guys own it. Some of you guys don't. Look at this. It isn't leading the charts in DeFi or NFT metrics. They have gone as low as building on the pure data low for businesses to reference and build from any pre-existing data types. But let's face it, on the surface, people don't know about Constellation DAG. What's the first thing that stands out? The Air Force connection. Ripple's XRP. We talk about XRP almost every day. Somebody mentions it. Do they not? They have just seen, or they're just seen as bankers coin. Come on. A banker coin that does nothing more than be used in interbanking in financial services in different banks around the world. It sounds boring, but obviously there's a lot more to it than just this. All right, how about this one real quick? Some of you guys hold Energy Web Token, right? This is tokenizers number 2, right after QNT. And you better believe I still don't dismiss that. I think I need to get some EWT. Shout out to everybody who has Energy Web Token. Doesn't crack the top 10 in growing wallets. True. The only top spot they hold is the amount of DER identities registered into their systems. But aren't they going to be just as big of a player as IOTA and some of the other ones that contribute to data? Notice the key, underlying factor here. Data. Talk about Casper, talk about DAG, talk about Jasmine, talk about IOTA. Speaking of IOTA, check this out. Doesn't have any dApps that can use to be used for big gains. They build infrastructure for trust in internet machine communications. And you know what? We will check out the one for XDC. So has little to no end application for layer one. Their applications are focused on bank to bank and global trade processes that don't involve retail users. I mean, maybe it doesn't sound good. Maybe that sounds boring, like you said, like a salad. These are some great analogies. One more. We don't talk about Nexera as much as we should, right? But think about this, guys. Just because a project isn't mentioning everything every day doesn't mean they're not building. They don't have the exciting 100% APY yield staking that DeFi is known for. They just have pieces for every part DeFi aggregated into one hub. I'm not going to talk about Trias. I know some of you guys are really bullish on that, but I need to do more of my own research in regards to that. How about this one? I know a lot of you guys are in the Caspa, right? You're just like, Max, God, man, get on the freaking gravy train of Caspa. I'm with you. So we'll talk about Caspa for a second. This is a good one. Doesn't trend socially. I disagree with that. I think it's trending a lot lately, but that's okay. That's where we disagree with Tokenizer. As much as other layer ones, all they have showing for them is research on the protocol from world-class research. Like, no big deal. Nothing to see here, right? All right. I don't know much about A0. I see it popping up a lot. I'm not going to get into that. Maybe you guys hold A0. Let's talk about HBAR for a second. Has limited end user utility for earning money. They only care about building a network for businesses to build new applications on. All sounds boring, but at the end of the day, sounds very, very impressive when you look more into it. Chainlink. Like I mentioned, don't be surprised if you see it, especially here real soon. I'm not going to say how soon, but real soon. You know, pay attention to this. Quant Papa. Don't be surprised you see a crazy FUD campaign. It's sad. It's really, really sad. But anyway, they don't give ape-worthy staking rewards. They just give businesses the ability to clear information on blockchain data. I don't know about Tau, so I'm not going to comment on it. But Algo, think about this. They see little retail volume. All they see is research on quantum resistance while just working with other schools and nerdy professors. Think about that, nerdy professors, on how to make the network more robust. And there you have it, that juicy burger. I don't know if I would eat it with, red peppers on it, but, I don't like pickles on my burger either, but teach some, you know what I mean? Salad, I actually like that salad. I think that looks like a good salad. I'm not a big fan of romaine, but, there you have it. Thought that was really cool and glad to share it with you guys. We're going to kick it back to the comments for just a brief moment, and then we're going to get into CTN sideline reporter Brian Dowie's posting that he shared, right? All right. Let's welcome also the one and only Triple C, Cool Cat Crypto. And let's see where we're last at. All right. Blackwood. Elon should have stayed quiet on that. Now the target is on his back. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it feels like he does some things that are like questionable, and the other times it's like, okay, I can see why he did that. Anyway, Hex is going down, or it's over. A lot of people feels like it's over. It's crazy. Patrick Collier, CTN fan, welcome back, Patrick Collier. All right, Brian Overholser, should we take some profit on XDC? I can't give you financial advice on that one. If you feel as though that at these price levels and so on, the dev team is doing it, right? You saw some that become more diluted and so on. I mean, that exists on a lot of projects. They do that, right? But if you feel as though that, like, hey, you know what, it's not that big of a deal to take profits at these prices, and you have something already set up in which you have, like, say, as the saying goes, a moon bag or a utility run bag or a short-term profits bag. You got to have some kind of plan. I would go with a spreadsheet with how much you have, or a portfolio manager. But again, it's not financial advice. Some people choose to take some profits on that. Some people don't. So, all right. Crypto is basically based on hype, or speculation on a lot of it, right? But this furthermore, solidifies the concept of proper research for the future, like proper use case, I should say. This is where, people also got the saying, like, 99% of all this stuff will go away. Well, if it is truly 99%, then ones that don't have any utility or not much of a great foundation, everything that they spieled to the public was hype, if that's the case. All right, guys, please smash that like. We're going to get more into our outline here in a bit. We have a pretty decent crowd of people lately, and that's really cool. Really appreciate you guys. All right, see, T. Wildman says Japan's waking up 10 in the morning there. That's very cool. And we'll read this as well. The Anonymous Crypto, aka Ghost, aka John Francis, aka, no, okay. You never like Richard Hart. Sorry, that isn't his original name. No, it's not. It's Richard Schuler. Mr. Hans Schuler. No, I'm kidding. Original name, and he heard he got busted in a big spam fraud scheme years ago. So his real last name was something. It is Schuler. It's just not spelled that way. I know what you mean. All right. The Cool Cat Crypto, like I said, is in the house. My wife says I'm a dag. Oh no. Okay. All right. I'll go further down. What is this? What happens if ETH is security? Don't be surprised if you see that as well. But I actually think they're going to be fine because of how the ruling was previously, or in regards to the SEC case of the Ripple victory. All right. I think maybe a couple more comments. The clean slate. What happens if ETH is security? SEC setup. I mean, they can make a lot of claims. I mean, this whole thing of the threat towards Coinbase, BTC or bust. I mean, come on. All right. There's a super chat. I do want to read it real quick. It comes from Salamander at 6:42 p.m. He states, keep your XDC, XRP, XLM, be patient long term. And if anything, self-custody it, right? Yeah. All right. Let's welcome a few more. I wonder if you got this avatar based off the new news of Jasmine, that new partnership, right? With the vein instead of your instead of your fingerprint. All right, let's welcome back XRP Boss. Hey, internet family, welcome. Glad to have you here. Smash the like. Max, turn down. Turn down for what? I wish I could play that. If this was just just Twitter all the way, we would not get flagged on the copyright stuff. We could play whatever we wanted. Every time OG Crypto would come on, it would have a little soundboard thing. It'd be like referencing Daz Dillon. She'll be like, Mr. Gangsta, Mr. OG Crypto. You come in and be like, turn down for what? It'd be cool, but can't do that. Can't have fun. What up, Max? Says J-Rod. Finally get to see a live video from you. All right. Well, then cool. Let's jump into what we have from the community. This is from Brian Dowie, the one, the only. And he's now known as Maorb. And you got to say it the right way now, right? When you see him, you got to literally reference your own, I don't know, West Virginia country road type of accent and be like, Maorb. Maybe that's not West Virginia. I don't know where that's from, but literally you got to reference that. You got to pull it deep from your gut. Be like, Maorb. My XRP and my XLM. All right, never mind. Enough about that. We're going to jump into the outline from Brian Dowie. Strange memo in XRP escrow transaction leaves community wondering who's behind it. Who's behind it? Is it Mr. Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum? He will own all the XRP and you will be happy. No, that's not what's going on with this. All right. So as we get into this was reported 6 hours ago. All right. And it states members of the XRP community were left shocked, absolutely shocked. Like, some of those people that do thumbnails, right? Doing the whole thing. Like, you don't really see me do that much. I'm guilty. I've done it before. I tried it to see how it worked. And no, it didn't end up being like, oh my God, we got 10,000 people watching. It just didn't work out. And I was like, I'm not going to do that no more. All right. I did do it a couple times. So, I am a guilty. All right. But I didn't keep doing it. Anyway. So, yes, they were less shocked due to a mysterious memo. What is this mysterious memo? On a recent escrow transaction involving, yes, you read right. Your eyes are not deceiving you. It's not the ghetto boys. My mom playing tricks on me, right? Bump, 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 bump. Yeah, I'm representing a lot of hip hop tonight. Anyway, But yes, involving 400 million tokens valued at $275 million. Like literally get Dr. Evil on that one, right? Leaving users perplexed about the origin and individual behind the memo. Well, who is this? Do we have an answer about who this mysterious person, is? Is this the Scooby-Doo segment of Crypto Talk Now? Are we going to have the mystery machine? It's literally Brian Dowie. He's going to play the role of Fred, and instead of having what's her name, right? It's going to be Caroline, right? And they're going to get together with Velma and literally Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, right? I guess Shaggy could be Mike Cornwell. Just hear me out, right? We're going to unveil, we're going to rip that mask off at the end and be like, oh my God, it was Klaus Schwab, No. But look at this. The mystery memo in an XRP transaction. As part of its monthly escrow transaction exercise, Ripple unlocked XRP tokens from its escrow wallets. Data obtained by the Whale Alert. A lot of you guys follow Whale Alert, right? You should, especially if you're on crypto Twitter. That showed them that the firm unlocked about 1 billion tokens. 1 billion tokens. Man, we might have 1 billion XRP. In 5 different transactions, 100 million XRP, 400 million XRP, 200 million XRP, another 100 million XRP. Let's do the XRP, XRP, and 200 million XRP. However, in the course of the transaction involving 400 million tokens, a strange memo. I mean, come on, this doesn't sound like it's like, out Inspector Gadget or Scooby-Doo. Shout out to you guys that watched Scooby-Doo back in the day, right? Not the new Scooby-Doo, the old school new Scooby-Doo before it became that woke bull crap. Sorry, but I'm just being honest. All right, a strange memo was left by a yet to be identified individual. The attention of members of the community was drawn to the strange incident. Think about how this is worded. They were drawn to the strange incident in a dark, lonely room, looking far, far away, trying to see how many XRPs were taken by this strange, bizarre individual. My God. I mean, anyway, it says that the incident in a tweet from popular community figure, Mr. Intuitive. Oh, so, obviously we just backhanded the hell out of Mr. Wonderful because he deserves it. And now we're going with Mr. Intuitive. Anyway, he's a real person, I guess. So all due respect. The influencer noticed his complete bewilderment regarding the memo and its content. And here's the memo. Here's the quote. I know I'm reading a lot of verbatim, but a lot of it can't be skipped, right? It says, sedan is now Lambo. Tepid jam is now hot jam. Dies rat is caught on a mouse trap. What the heck? Now, will Jeremy's H's broken doc and hacked Twitter account be fixed? Will the party become a proper party? Will the revolution be televised? As a side, David, is the secret sauce a tepid sauce or a hot sauce? What the heck, man? What are we reading here? All right, well, we're going to get more into this. While the memo appears to hold various interpretations and meanings, it does refer in certain parts to events in the Ripple community. Okay. So now we're coming back to reality a little bit. The memo draws attention to the recently comprised Twitter account of attorney Jeremy Hogan, who was hacked by scammers to market a fake XRP giveaway on the 24th of July. Oh, no. That sucks. So for one, this guy was a legit person, right? But there was a fake, giveaway. So people see he's legit, but he was hacked. That sucks. The question about the account comes only a few days after Hogan regained the account. And of course, there's this whole thing from Bitstamp here. I'm not going to put so much focus on it, but it says, there's all sorts of different explanations from the members, but the mysterious nature of the memo has led to members of the community conjuring up different interpretations of it. There's a lot of weird interpretations going on, right? A cursory look at the address initiating XRP escrow transactions shows that the person behind the address has been involved in leaving messages like this since 2019. Now, the beautiful thing, before we jump more into this, is I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a person who went and robbed a guy for his BTC many years ago. Okay, I think it was like maybe at gunpoint, right? And then this guy went on like a crazy, shopping spree with all this money. And apparently, he didn't, I guess, recognize how BTC worked, right? Everything is, recorded on blockchain. So the original owner was able to track down who this robber was. And then, if anything, I guess like it's in litigation or in court, or not litigation, but like the guy's faced criminal charges, but was able to prove like, hey, I was able to track this guy down, right? So what about this though? This person that's behind their dress, involved in leaving messages since 2019. Is this going to be the same type of situation? Well, there's more. A similar message was found in a Ripple escrow transaction involving 1 billion XRP on the 1st of April 2019, and there have been speculations that David Schwartz, aka Joel Katz, Ripple CTO, might be the person responsible, as Schwartz is famous for his jokes and ability to relate with members of the community. Hence why I reference Scooby freaking Doo. A lot of times, like, we think it's, there's a monster behind this. And this guy part of the team? Wow. It says, however, the most reasonable explanation is that the message may have been from someone outside Ripple. This is because anyone, regardless of whether they belong to Ripple community or not, can initiate an escrow cancel or escrow finish transaction when the necessary conditions are met. Therefore, in closing, listen to this. It is plausible to assume that the memo was initiated by an actual Ripple community member. That is interesting. Looking to draw the attention of the community. However, these remain mere conjectures until an official explanation is given. Do we hear more from David Schwartz? Possibly. Maybe we don't. But that's what's going on. Shout out to Brian Dowie for bringing that interesting news. We're going to kick it back to the comments for a brief bit. On the next part of our lineup for tonight, we're going to get into a little bit more of Ripple, of the mainstream news. After that, we're going to kick it into some Q&T. We have some Stellar for you guys, a little bit of, I believe, some IOTA. I know that sounds crazy, right? And we also have some Filecoin. All right. So let's get back into a few more comments. See if you guys have any questions or comments or anything specifically. Instead of Sweet Caroline, pogo stick is the first thing that comes to Brian Dowie's mind. His mind. Yes, Sweet Caroline. All right. Nobody wants to hear me sing. I don't want to hear myself sing either. All right. My orb will be changing back in a few days when I'm allowed. Allowed to what? Oh, change your name. That's right. I like John Denver back in the 70s. I like John Denver. Shame that he died in that plane crash. All right, Michael Montclair. Nobody would volunteer for WorldCoin if they were scanning rectums. LOL. Well, maybe. Yeah, God. That's bad. All right. Brian Overholzer. Are we still bullish on Algo? BCB stated that they have had developer abandonment. Yes, I believe that they will be more than good in long term. I think still that when you think about carbon credits and the greenest of the greens when it comes to blockchain and also distributed ledger technologies, you got to put Algo right up there with Hedera long term. And I'm not willing to just dismiss it based off of some of the recent bad news that we've gotten. And I don't dismiss it to the point where I'm not going to recognize that. And it was sad to see that particular team leave and so on. But I honestly think it is still very undervalued. I think it would be more than good in a proper bull market, if you will. The clean slate rocking the impressions tonight. A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Sometimes I get into it. The other night was literally, do it. Come on. Do it. Smash the like. Come on. Do it. Anyway. All right. Learn and evolve. Welcome, Darius. Glad to have you here. I meant to check out your email. I haven't had a chance to check it out. I'll see if everything is good. All right, let's go further down. It's probably a serial box decoder. Yeah. The Crypto Talk Now Scooby-Doo show. Yep. Scooby-Doo, where are you? This memo names just every mainstream XRP influencer, just missing Max. Oh, God. Yeah. Let me unveil myself, right? Let me pull off the shade or the mask. You like Scooby-Doo? Wasn't a fan of the kids version. They can go ahead and burn the fake Velma. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Jasmine Navy and Caspa. All right, let's read a few more. See if you guys got anything specifically. $100,000 for a truck, dear God. I don't know what happened with that. Glad you have a good conversation. All right. Jose Valdez, welcome. Asking for a friend. IYHO, should she fill his bags more of each or look at other cryptos? She has a bag of, first of all, it's not financial advice, but I hear you. Okay, so 15,000 in XDC. All right. So in my opinion, you should have at least 10,000, not financial advice. That's just my opinion. Because some people ask me what's the minimum. 50,000 H bar. Oh, nice. That's not too shabby at all. 50 quant. Okay, that's better than most. I mean, I always felt as though people should have at least 10 QNTs. So that's 5 times that amount. 20,000 XRP. My God, somebody went out and spent some good money on some of this stuff. 15,000 Casper. 100,000 of the New England clam chowder version of Caspa. 1,500,000 Jazz. My God. So for one, got me beat on the Jasmine. I would love to get up to 1,500,000, but not there yet. Eventually be. Phil, I would say here's the thing, right? It's not financial advice, but what is the one that I think that's missing from this? You guys know where I'm going with this. I think this person is dismissing Stellar. I'm just going to throw that out there. I think whoever is dismissing Stellar. I wouldn't necessarily move things around, but I mean, technically speaking, they could. I hate to move any of this around because all this is really like impressive. But let me see. I think you could, if the person was like, I don't want to spend anymore, because obviously this person spent a lot, right? Maybe it's you and you're also doing the Scooby-Doo thing. No, I'm kidding. That's right. But for me personally, if I was so set on like, look, I'm not spending any more money on crypto, and this is, what do you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Is there not room for 3 more? Okay. If there's not room for 3 more, then basically it's like this. Okay. You could easily skim a few off of these and then come up with, like, for instance, I don't know. I want to do 50. I want to skim off the XDC. That's the only one that, in my opinion, she doesn't have enough of. Okay. Then again, I wouldn't even touch the Quant. Some people are not going to agree with this. I'd probably say you could probably get away with skimming a little bit of H bar. I would not touch the XRP. Casper possibly. I know for a lot of people, they love the idea of owning 100,000 Caspa. I think Darius, you just talked about that. Yeah, people don't like me saying this. I mean, technically speaking, you could skim off a little bit of the Jasmine, right? Because I mean, even at 100,000 is more than impressive. Over 1 million, I mean, it's just gravy from there. So if that was the rule and that's what you got to do, then my thing would be the one you're missing is Stellar, right? Here's the reason why I mentioned Stellar, right? This person might be like, well, I already have everything set up for cross-border payments as far as that part of my portfolio. I don't need to get Stellar. This is the conversation I'm going to have in the future with our good friend, Sean the Crypto Smith. Sorbonne, smart contracts, right? That is their master key, if you will, to smart contracts. 70 projects are going to be on board literally at once into the ecosystem, right? Like I mentioned before, all we need is just a few good standout ones. That's big. Some of their tools that they have in Stellar, Cubist, right? We talked about that in a deep dive. So there's too much there with Stellar, in my opinion, to dismiss. And it has half the supply of XRP. Currently speaking, what are we sitting at, guys? Let's pull this up for a second. We're basically at I don't know. I think last I saw was like 15 cents. Maybe it's dropped. Let's pull this up for a second. So let's pull up Stellar. Stellar, yeah, a little over 15 cents. 2% up for the day. You know, but I get it. Some people have the attitude like, hey, I'm good. I don't need to have Stellar. I mean, Brian Dowey mentioned that he swapped some things, went with Stellar and XRP. I think he mentioned that publicly. So hopefully I'm not going to get myself in trouble for mentioning that. But, it's fine, but he recognizes that it's not just one for cross-border payments. He's also recognizing some other things, like what we cover here continuously. So, yeah, to me, out of those 7, that's the missing link is Stellar. Whoever this person is will have 8 part of their portfolio. Maybe they already have more than that. But I would make some goals for Stellar, especially at these prices. You got to keep in mind, I mean, Stellar is at 15 cents. XRP is at, 70 plus cents. Both are great projects. And all these ones you listed are great projects, but there's a reason why people hold the 3 X's, if you will. All right, we're gonna get a few more comments. And Elon Muff, aka Mike Cornwell, says, "Yo, been cooking dinner and prepping some work stuff." All right, I need to get with you, Mike, if you're available. Hopefully after the show, just for some quick questions. If you're not, then I'll get with you tomorrow. It's okay. All right. Michael Montclair, XRP. I think we have a year before they start flipping those switches. That's okay. We still have time for that accumulation phase. All right. Please smash that like, you guys. We're currently at 56 likes. Not doing too shabby. I do appreciate it. I guess I'll read this real quick. That has nothing to do with crypto. It's okay. You guys are having fun in the comments. Despite what people may believe, my screen name is not a metaphor for a black man's. Wow, why am I reading this? It's an alternate choice of the taken screen name Fleetwood. All right. Well, that just went in a whole other direction. Now when I was going to get Popeyes tonight, instead of, picturing like what I want, I'm literally going to picture that comment, and knowing my luck would be a perfect example of, I need 4 chicken wing fried hot. Never mind. All right, let's go further down. Jeez, that was a bad visual. Not that, anyway, God, I can't believe you just went there. I can't believe I just read that. Sometimes I need to filter some of this stuff. All right. So we're going to jump back to our outline, and I don't want to picture any of those things on my screen. Ah, jeez. Like what just happened? People say, I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Well, I just saw a bad visual of a black wang. Ain't nobody got time for that. Like, I don't need that. I don't need that in my life right now. You know what I mean? Like, no. All right. Dang. All right. My God. All right. Well, just got to shake that off. God, that sounds bad too. All right. Got to get that out of my mind. Let's get back to what we have. All right. So we got a little bit more of that Ripple for you. A little bit more of that Ripple XRP. And I want to share something with you guys that's, if anything, it's worth paying attention to. All right, here we go. And this comes officially from Ripple. Let's get into it for a second. So it says, and let me double check my settings, because after just hearing some of that news, it's just like, kind of caught off guard. All right. Basically speaking, Ripple. Quote, as more countries develop regulatory frameworks for crypto, many are looking to Singapore's early leadership in developing a clear taxonomy, right, and licensing framework, according to Stuart Alderati. Right, Stuart. He's been tweeting a lot lately. Learn more about Ripple's deepening roots in Asia. You can, if you want. But here's what I want you guys to see. So Singapore has always been that quote-unquote crypto hub, internationally speaking, very, very crypto friendly. Like when we think of Dubai in the Middle Eastern region, right? We're also thinking of, for instance, Singapore for Asia, right? Very, very crypto friendly. And, you like their stance on blockchain, distributed ledger technologies and so on. Now, here's some interesting tidbits that I want to share with you guys. So I was thinking that Japan, I know we're talking about Singapore, but I was thinking that Japan specifically was a perfect example of like, man, you know what? If you want to if they rank number 3 in GDP power rankings, this also tells me that probably they rank way up there in GDP per capita. Guess what? I was wrong. They do not. But check out this in regards to these recent stats, because we're talking about Singapore and so on. So here's the report, June 22nd, 2023, not that long ago, right? Because the previous report was all the way back in 2022. Things have changed, obviously, since 2022. Top 10 countries by GDP. If you don't know what GDP means, gross domestic product, but per capita by region. Okay. So again, I was thinking that for Asian countries, Japan was like number 1. It is not, right? GDP power rankings for country is different from per capita. And just to also give you a heads up, if you're wondering about, well, how does that work? So GDP per capita, this is literally how it's defined from Investopedia. And I can cite Investopedia. We even do it at the collegiate level. So Investopedia is more than fine. GDP per capita defined, gross domestic product per capita measures a country's economic output per person and is calculated, in this case, by dividing the GDP of the country, of course, by its population. So, of course, per capita is a little bit different story compared to power rankings. Now, getting more into this, ranking of countries by GDP per capita. Check this out for a second. In the world, Luxembourg ranks number 1. Ireland is killing it, right? 114.58K per GDP per capita. That's crazy. United States ranks number 7, right? But Singapore is very, very, like, I mean, you know, it's not even, this is like an island country, if you will, right? I understand a lot of people live there, but man, they are killing it. Rank 5th overall worldwide per capita. So that's a big deal. If you're wondering about some of the European rankings, we do see that Ireland also ranks number 2 in Europe. Asia, Singapore is ranked number 1. Japan, you know, I was like, Japan's got to be up there. Not really. I mean, they're ranked 7th. I honestly thought they were going to be in the top 3. I was wrong. All right. Of course, in the Americas, we have, you know, the United States is there and so on. But I mean, even with the United States, when we look at the world, even per capita, I mean, not too shabby, ranked 7th. You don't see, for instance, Japan, but it is what it is. All right. Thought I'd show you guys that little tidbit. I want to jump back to a little bit more of this Ripple XRP for you. There's another one I want to jump into. And let's see about pulling this up for just a moment. And it's this right here. All right. And I think this is fun. All right. Some of you guys want something a little bit fun. That's fun other than the boring stuff, right? It says, you ever wonder what it's like? Basically, like what life is like at Ripple. I think some people wonder about that. I wondered about it. Like, you know, I wondered in the past, like, what it would be like to have a job at Google. And as time went by, I was like, well, that probably would be like, you know, they fire me based off of my, I hate to say it, some of my political beliefs and stuff like that. Let's just be honest, right? But what about Ripple? Well, it says Vice President of Talent, Jim Chauncey Kelly, discusses what it would be like to be part of a global team, positively impacting the world and building the internet of value. So remember how we talk about, you know, Gilbert Verdian, the internet of trust with Quant? There's all sorts of things, right? A lot of different, you know, acronyms and abbreviations. So yeah, the internet of value, Ripple. Check this out. We're going to play this. Please smash that like if you haven't done so already. It's only 2 minutes and 33 seconds. I thought this was kind of a cool little fun video. Here we go.
Ripple's mission is really about building breakthrough crypto solutions for a world without economic borders. We're working on a real world problem to solve for moving value at the speed of information. So Ripple's business solutions are faster, more transparent, more cost-effective, and solving inefficiencies that have really long plagued and defined the status quo. And together with partners and the larger developer community, we identify use cases where crypto technology will inspire new business models. It'll create opportunity for more people. And with every solution, we're realizing a more sustainable global economy and planet leveraging carbon neutral blockchain technology. I would describe the culture at Ripple as one being transparent, collaborative. You can lean over and have a quick conversation to share your ideas with any leader in the company and get their feedback and input to really help you succeed. You get to work with leading experts and rising stars in a variety of fields, from blockchain and crypto to finance, government relations, and more. Ripple really creates an environment for employees to learn and grow every single day, no matter what you do here. There are opportunities for creating real impact. We have a robust learning and development organization. What is exciting about working at Ripple right now is really about building applications on the blockchain and utilizing crypto, revolutionary technology, driving change across many industries. Employees can make tangible impact because they're not just a number. Our size is to our benefit when it comes to empowering employees to make tangible changes. When you apply to a role with us, let us know why you're passionate about what Ripple is doing, why what you get to do working here would make a difference to you and your career. The type of people who thrive working at Ripple are at all levels in their career, from interns to new grads to senior leaders. You don't have to have blockchain technology or crypto experience, believe it or not. We want people that are passionate about what we're doing, passionate about making a change, and really folks that want to learn and grow into a career where they can have a real impact in the world.
All right, that was pretty cool to share something like that with you guys, get some of those visuals, hear it from their perspective. It seems like a great place to work, if you ask me. All right, obviously want to show you guys just a tad bit more of what we have, and in the process of doing so, I'm going to kick it into the comments just for a brief bit. But on the next part of what we have, we're going to jump into this area about QNT, believe it or not, will be the next thing on the outline. It's a brand new thing that they posted straight from the Quant network, so this is not something that's necessarily retweeted, but glad to get into it. All right, so let's kick it into a few more comments. I'm going to turn some of the branding back on. All right. Yeah, please, by all means, smash that like. And we got, who is that? L. Wright Sr., welcome back. Here for the knowledge. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Michael Montclair saying stellar. Yep, thumbs up. That too, 15K algo. Oh, okay. Cool Cat Crypto says he's going to send Crypto Hulk a box of Ludens. Oh boy. All right. Stellar sold for H-bar. Yeah, I mean, technically speaking, you could use that too. All right. Thinking institutional. That's good stuff. According to Jose Valdez. All right. Michael Montclair says he had 30,000 XTC, but he swapped it for XRP. I mean, if anything, you can always make another entry. All right. Yeah, I think we could all agree on that. Well, some people might not like it, but I think the majority of us like that. Will you consolidate that all into XTC, Quant, XRP? You asking me or you asking him? Just need one investment to change your life. Yeah, that's a good point. GF Burke says, dump that H-bar Casper, more CAS and XLM. I want to dump them, any of those, man. I would hold all of them, but I hear you. You got to do what you got to do. Cool Cat Crypto. That's all I have. Hold on. Are the big two XRP, XLM? Okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of catching up to that. That's kind of crazy. All right. All right, let's welcome Lottie Dottie. Lottie Dottie, we likes the party. We get XTC, it explodes, and we have 100,000 more for everybody. Now, welcome back. When XTC explodes, I will get 100,000 more XRP and XLM with my profits. All right, Stargazer, welcome. Glad to have you here as well. And Last Dragon, I don't know. All right, let's see here. Let's welcoming Larry. He says, "Lady, Lottie Dottie like the party." All right. We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody. Yeah, Doggy Style, great album. As far as I'm concerned, that was the best album of Snoop Dogg, and some of his other albums just weren't that great. I'm just being honest. But when he's featured with DPG, good album. 213, good album, right? Obviously with Dr. Dre, good album. But just his own solo albums, I'm just not a big fan of, beautiful, I want you to know. That's just not what I grew up, yo. Sorry, I didn't grow up with that. All right. All right, let's read this from Blackwood, and then we'll kick it into what we have more on the outline. 3,800 algo, a little over 1,200 ADA. Thinking about swapping for XRP XLM. Oh. Yeah, thanks, Salamander. Appreciate that. Yeah, I just always try to remind people to smash the like. You guys are too nice. I don't know about that, but I try. All right, let's go further down into some comments. What is this from Blackwood? Anytime I feel like my bangs aren't big enough, or I gotta put a filter on this, or that I'm late to the party, I remember that less than 1% of the human population holds crypto. Okay, thank God. That was gonna be something else. Like, every time I, feel like I'm too late to the party, I bust out my and smack everybody. Never mind. God, that sounded bad. All right. Let's get back to what we got. So please smash that like. And if anything, let's show you guys what we have. All right. This is the Quant segment. Let's jump into it. Here we go. All right. So let's share this. This comes officially from the Quant network. And I think I saw some other people basically retweeting this, but nonetheless, it came from Quant network. So Max, I'd be happy to comment on it. Oh boy. Yeah, geez. All right. That's good stuff. Glad you guys have a good time. All right. So yes, Quant. Check this out for a moment. All right. They stated that they have secured a new patent. What's up with patents lately? Remember the other day we talked about Jasmine Kazumasa Sato, another key patent. We also saw recently Quant with Japan. What's going on with that? All right. So a lot of things with Japan and patents, Quant patents, Jasmine patents. So, yeah, part of their ongoing mission to make distributed ledger technology simple, trusted, and future-proof. They're always going to pound that home, especially if you've seen the Quant Overledger trailer, right? Very, very well put together. Now, when we get into this is not super long, but this lady that you see on the right side here, and yeah, you guys can see that. Her name is Helen Kemet. She's part of the general counsel. She says a patent is an entirely objective seal that a firm is indeed a true innovator, right? Which is why we are unashamedly excited about this. Well, all right, I want to show you guys this. So today is August 1st, all right? Welcome to the first of the month. We're going to talk more about hip hop, right? Bone Thugs and Harmony. It's the first of the month, right? First of the month. Anyway, Quant granted patent for chronologically ordering blockchain transactions. Posted originally by Andrew Carrier. Look what's tagged here: developers, Overledger, patents. All right. So it states that the patent title blockchain communications, and I do apologize. I wish I could make this bigger, but it don't look right. So I'm gonna keep it at this. The patent title, Blockchain Communications and Ordering, recognizes that Quant has invented a unique method of chronologically ordering transactions from different blockchains. Prior to the research and development, different block times, think about this, the average time taken to generate a new block across blockchains meant that finding a definitive transaction ordering method over multiple blockchains, one that a consortium could agree on, was a disjointed and inconsistent process. So do they put something together to improve on what they have? I think that's, kind of like where we're going with this. There's more. This hindered firms from integrating multi-blockchain based projects into an existing systems or using more than one type of blockchain in their operations. The grant, and look what's mentioned here, guys, because we're talking about Japan. The grant of Japanese patent 7273053 recognizes that Quant has introduced a method to agree on a universal time zone for all blockchains. Ooh, like so, Greenwich Mountain Time, GMT, but for blockchain, that's interesting. So that enterprises and smaller businesses can produce reliable consensus-based records. So taking the technology, improving on it by introducing basically this patent. Should we pay attention to this? Yes, we are. Although we work with large institutions, yeah, no kidding. Like it says, most recently, the Bank of England on a project examining central bank digital currencies. They also aim, as in Quant, to make blockchain more accessible to firms of all sizes via our low-code software as a service, if you're wondering what that stands for, SaaS platform, which is obviously the Overledger platform, their operating system. Other elements of Overledger technology are also patent pending in various jurisdictions. Okay, fair enough. Now this lady, what you see right here, her name is Helen Kemet. She had a few things that I guess that she wanted to mention here. And basically it's this. Here's the quote. Patents underpin many of the world's most important inventions, right? Innovation is a word that's overused in the finance and technology sectors. I think so, because if anything, they claim that they're innovative, but sometimes not the case, right? It says, which is why we are unashamedly excited about this. That was part of that quote that you saw on the far right. Overledger platform allows customers to issue digital money as well as interoperable assets with just a few clicks. And for people that were flooding Quant, saying that you just ruined the tokenomics, but you just ruined the utility with this whole thing of using fiat, understand that can be easily converted right over to the QNT token. And it's going on as we speak. So yeah, being able to create secure smart contracts that will execute on any blockchain and use simple APIs to integrate with their existing systems. So there is one of the particular updates. I think it's a pretty much of a big deal because that they don't just settle. They don't settle for the status quo. They're constantly trying to be innovative by having a new patent, right? This 7273053, right? Introducing a method to agree on a universal time zone. May not sound like a big deal, but it's pretty cool. Got to get a patent for it. So be it. But they are consistently doing things, being innovative and so on. All right. I want to kick it into this next part of what we have because that's not enough, right? So I'm going to show you guys this. And this is, again, a shout out to Quant Papa. I want to give him a shout out. Now, a while back, I did a whole deep dive about QNT and Banque de France, right? And basically, like it says, the Central Bank of France is the Banque de France. The connection goes back a long way, right? And I referenced some of what you see here. I did it in a deep dive talking about Banque de France. So I don't know, maybe towards the beginning of this year. Maybe it was late last year. I can't remember. Of course, this interview is from 2019. We're going to play this kind of like a reminder. It's only 37 seconds. But then I'm going to give you a new update from some new research that Quant Papa provided me. Please, by all means, give Quant Papa a follow if you haven't done so already. You can be followed at Quant_Papa_. All right. Please smash that like. 37 seconds. Here we go.
I know everything about it. It came up in our research. We want to use it. Can you come to Paris? And so we already have customers that are talking about our technology because they know the benefits that it actually brings to them. Wow. So enterprise, because the customers we're talking to, they've either heard about us and they love the technology. I mean, there was the guy who's head of strategy at a French bank. I went and met him. And it was at a conference that I spoke at, which was Blockchain Live, last month. And I said, "Hi, I'm Gilbert. With founded Overledger, and he's like, oh, I know Overledger, we love it. I know everything about it. It came up in our research. We want to use it. Can you come to Paris? And so we already have customers that are talking about our technology because they know the benefits that it actually brings to them.
Wow.
So,
all right. So yes, this was the one I shared a while back. Glad to do so. But basically speaking, I'm going to show you guys a little bit more in regards to this. So if you're wondering about this, and there's nothing wrong with wondering about it, I'm going to show you guys just real quick. All right. So Quant Papa took some pictures, screenshots, whatever you want to call it. And as you can see here, I know I'm out of the frame. I want to put some emphasis on this. Notice, right? You have Francois Villeroy de Gallau or Galhau, if I'm probably butchering that up, from the Banque de France. Okay. Check this out as well. On this one, Gilbert Verdian cited here. Great to hear the central bank panel at Geneva Blockchain. The panel shared insights on CBDC progress so far and their plans and thinking ahead for wholesale markets by SNB_BNS and, for instance, the Banque de France. Look forward to our upcoming meetings and involvement. Notice that Quant Papa highlighted our involvement, and it's a CBDC. This is all the way back January 20th of 2020. As Billy Mays would say, but wait, there's more. On this one, I have it zoomed all the way in because you can't see it real well, but I'll show you the other thing. This shows, for instance, the board of directors, all right? And the key thing is in the middle, you'll see, and I'll jump into this next part. There's a bunch of ones listed here. But what is the key thing that I want to show you guys? This right here. We're always talking about the Bank of International Settlements and so on. I'll come back in the frame because we're losing some people. So we're always talking about the Bank of International Settlements, the central bank of central bank. But don't you find it interesting? Like from the research, at least I do. General Manager Augustin Karstens, right? We know who he is from the Bank of International Settlements. Deputy General Manager, like it shows also here, Luis Awazu. I can't pronounce that last part, right? But yeah, I mean, Augustine is part of the central bank of central banks, but isn't it kind of interesting that the board of directors for the Banque de France, right? You have this guy who literally reached out to Quant. So the bottom line is this. It doesn't matter if it's one overlying layer, this guy's ahead of, Augustine of Bank of International Settlements. The key thing is yet another key player that recognizes the Overledger platform, right? Overledger getting it done with some big connections that date all the way back to 2019 for crying out loud. I thought that was pretty impressive. So glad to share that with you guys. We're going to kick it back to our comments that we have. And then after that, we're going to get into obviously a little bit more of what we have on the outline. The next part that we'll get into is specifically going to be Stellar, right? And this is pretty cool because it's only about like a 5-minute segment, so it's not too long. All right. Let's see what we got. Let me put on some banners. Please smash that like. Currently, we're at 66 likes. Thank you so much. And scrolling further up into the comments, we have Blackwood. I already read this one. You'd be happy to comment on that. Yeah, you like that, don't you? All right. All right. Adam Hall says XDC flipped algo on CMC. Ooh, let's check that out real quick. All right, here we go. Well, I guess we'll check out the top 50, right? XDC, I believe last I checked was like 45. So let's see what happened with this. All right, so here's XDC, and it did flip algo. How about that? That is pretty interesting. Yep, did flip algo. Well, algo has more volume currently, but that's worthy of a mention. I still think both of these are great projects. I meant to post something about the graph earlier today. I saw it in the 10-cent range last night. Shout out to anybody that holds the graph. All right, cool stuff. Quant at 41 rank, 100 and about roughly 108 bucks. All right, we'll keep that up there for you guys. Let's go further down to some more comments. Jose Valdez says, okay, maybe it's 1%. Maybe he had too much wine. Oh, well, that's all right. All right, let's see here. Ledger supports ADA staking. That's cool. Corey Bibe, how will the quantum computing change crypto? Oh, man. Where do we start? Where do we really start with that? I mean, you can. Oh man, that is a deep dive. You're talking about literally the quantum financial system. All right, before we get into this, because I don't want to make it too long of a thing, I don't want to get too off track. I want to show you something real quick, Corey Bibe, and I'll show you this here in a moment. Sometimes people just need an easy thing to search. Let me pull this up. All right. So basically speaking, if you go to, let me show you this real quick. If you type in on CMC, just like you saw right here, and you type literally the quantum financial system, QFS CMC, it'll take you to the top QFS quantum financial system cryptocurrencies, if you will. Okay. And in the process of doing so, it's literally going to give you like a watch list. It's going to give you everything from the quantum financial system that is available for listing, tracking on CMC. Obviously, the top of the list based off of market cap is going to be XRP. But believe it or not, some people don't understand that Polygon Matic is part of that. Now, a lot of the ones that are part of ISO 222 and so on, the ISO coins, tokens, are part of the QFS. But I just want to throw in, obviously Polygon is not ISO 222, right? But it's part of the QFS. Sometimes people get confused with some of that stuff. But anyway, yeah, you have XRP, Polygon, Stellar, Hedera, Quant, XDC, Algorand, IOTA, Casper. Some of you guys have Flare, right? WorldCoin, I did not know that. That's news to me. I know some of you guys really don't like WorldCoin. You don't like the idea of people just signing up. Like, I've seen some of the reports, right? Literally, freely giving over their rights of their data. If Jasmine is all about personal data lockers, it seems like WorldCoin is almost the opposite of, like, you don't want to just freely give away your data just because you want to get some free WorldCoin. I think we can agree on that. Yeah, Cello, part of the mix, Energy Web Token, Sologenic. I mean, I know you guys hold a lot of these. Constellation DAG, Nixera. I never hold Electronium. I remember Investor Place back in I think it was like 2021. They're kind of bullish on that. They pulled it off their portfolio list. They took the profits, but LCX is part of this list. We just talked about LCX. Some of you guys want me to cover Stronghold quite often, right? Because you're like, Max, you're always talking about Sorbonne and stuff like this. Why aren't you talking about Stronghold? Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Yeah. And then on top of that, they need to take this one off, obviously, because that's the old contract for Alliance Block ALBT. But there's Songbird, Corium, Mobius, Mobi. I don't know if I really cover that too well, but there you have it. I mean, how many are on that list? Was it like 20 of them? I don't know. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I'm not going to count this one. 20, 21, 22. So in reality, 22. You can't count the ALBTV one, but yeah, look more into it. Now, in regards to your question, just real quick, excuse me. Oh man, let me drink something real quick. Okay. Yeah, let's pull up another thing real quick. A lot of people have this on their mind. I'm going to show you guys this. This was not originally part of our outline tonight, but might as well get into it, right? So this is from a Medium. Let me share this real quick. I'll turn off the AC or the fan real quick. So it gets asked quite a bit. Some people, ask like what you're asking. How will quantum computing change crypto? Well, in numerous ways. There's not just like one size fits all, and this is the one and only way, right? It depends. If we talk about cryptocurrencies, different projects, the utility that they bring, we know that not all these ones that we showed you on that QFS list, right, from CMC have the same utility, but they're part of the quantum financial system. So it's a good question. This was basically published, I guess, July 18th. What is the new quantum financial system? I think you guys can see it. Yeah, you can. It says cash as we know it will no longer exist. How we use and define money will also change. You see how many times that's brought up, especially lately. Like you see Denell Dixon talk about that, right? Do you not with Stellar? Giving people access. Well, is there a supercomputer that's going to help get this done? Some people even debate this. They say, well, why isn't ICP, Internet Computer, part of the quantum financial system? Shouldn't that be part of the quantum financial system? It's a great question, right? Seems like it would be, right? But not quite. So it says there's a new global worldwide initiative underway. I mean, this has been going on for a while. Let's be honest. I mean, this is not just, in my opinion, this is nothing new. But for some people, the concept of the QFS was mentioned over 20 years ago. And just like a lot of things, a lot of people dismiss the concept of the quantum financial system. They thought it was like conspiracy stuff. So it says, worldwide initiative underway to remove the traditional monetary system and transition to a new global financial system. Just giving you a heads up, on the surface, many, many years ago, I mean, even myself, I kind of dismissed some of this stuff, right? At the beginning, I think it was like in the early 2000s when my friend Mike Wool was talking about, like the New World Order and stuff like that. I was just like, I don't know, man. He's talking about like just the elites getting together. And one of the things that was brought to the attention or in the same category of the quantum financial system, right, was like the concept of the New World Order or the concept of the World Economic Forum and what they're trying to do with the new monetary system. Sound bogus, but look where we're at right now, right? So this new system is being referred to as the new quantum financial system, QFS. The new quantum financial system is broadly defined as a new global international monetary system that uses blockchain tech and quantum computing to conduct financial transactions. I mean, there you go, for the most part, right? I'll get more into this. I had to take your comment off for a second. So as we get more into this, it says, while this definition may seem progressive and relatively innocuous, as you will soon see, it will have a significant impact on how you will use and interact with money in the future. Do we not see that going on as we speak? I mean, Stellar, you guys see some of the videos I've been putting out lately, and I'm not the only one. I can't take all the credit. But, there's a reason why they are killing it with the MoneyGram access. And I'm going to pull up what I'm talking about because I just retweeted this not that long ago. And I think some of you guys that follow me on crypto Twitter know what I'm talking about when it comes to this. So I'm going to show you guys just exactly what I'm referring to. I'm just going to go down to this real quick. Yeah, this is good stuff. So basically speaking, I think I have it in this thread real quick. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So I tweeted this out on July 29th. Look what it mentions real quick. Stellar XLM with the USD is number one in terms of fiat off-ramp locations. Number one. BTC is no longer number one on that fiat off-ramp locations. They're now number two. They absolutely, I'm going to blow this up, completely knock it out of the park compared to BTC. I mean, I think it's safe to say a little over 3 times more locations. Like it says, BTC leads the pack for on-ramp locations, but Stellar takes the second spot. And when it comes to off-ramps, Stellar eclipses even BTC's 100,000 off-ramp locations, which is, like I just mentioned, 320,000. It is clear that Stellar is preparing for worldwide mass adoption. How so? Again, the whole concept of these MoneyGram locations. You got to be able to provide, just like the concept of, ATMs all over the place. You got to give people an access point. You know what I mean? Like if I have Wells Fargo, I chose Wells Fargo many years ago. I've been a customer of them since, I guess, 2000. So that was at 23 years. One of the key things was I can go to pretty much almost any city in the United States for the most part, and I'm probably going to be able to have access to a Wells Fargo ATM. What about in the future, having access to a Stellar MoneyGram location? And then this is just going to continue to grow and grow. So yes, they have already prepared by creating these types of things, right? The access points is my point. I want to jump back to this for a second. So I'm going to show you guys this right here. And it says, like this will affect, I guess you could say, like how you interact with money in the future, right? Going to a MoneyGram location and using, for instance, what Stellar has to pay for bills or all sorts of things. Or if you don't want to go about that way, you don't want to go to a MoneyGram. What's the newest thing that we saw, guys? We saw the whole ability of being able to use, what was it? That new app that was released, right? Not, was it I always want to call it Lending Tree. I'm drawing a blank here. You guys know where I'm going with this, but you could use it on the Apple iPhone, from the iStore, Apple App Store, or the Google Play Store, right? Wisdom Tree. There we go. I almost call it Lending Tree because I used to be a loan officer many years ago. There's Lending Tree. So it says the QFS, as in the quantum financial system, is an umbrella term under which many significant changes are being made into our existing financial systems. To enact such a global and worldwide change, these changes need to take place at the highest levels from central banks. Do we not see that going on as we speak? Augustine of the Bank of International Settlements using what? Quant's overledger platform. If you had to pick, like literally physically picturing the concept of a quantum computer, some people say, well, this is why it's called Quant. I don't know. I mean, that's a good theory, but I don't have proof about that, but the overledger platform, the quantum financial system, the quantum computer, a quantum operating system. I mean, are we too far off? So central banks are the world's largest financial institutions. So the central bank of central banks, the Bank of International Settlements, chooses Quant. The Bank of England chooses Quant. We're talking about the quantum financial system here. I mean, Anyway, we are already seeing this with the worldwide implementation of central bank digital currencies. Look what's cited here, July 2023, July 11th, actually. It shows, if you're looking at this, hopefully you can see this. Hold on, let me see if it's big enough for you guys real quick. Yeah, that's big enough. You can follow this easily. So look what is shown, right? What ones cancel this? It looks like, like there's one country down in South America. What is that? Colombia? I don't know if that's Colombia. Maybe that's Ecuador. I don't know. I used to be able to name every single darn nation. I was really good with my geography. You have another country in Eastern Africa who canceled it, but for the most part, it seems like most of the world is for this. United States is even doing the research. How do we know that? Look what happened with Project Hamilton. So there's a little bit more, right? How about proof of concept? Obviously, Russia's all over it like a fat kid on cake. You have, countries part of Scandinavia, Finland, Norway, Sweden. Right? I think Sweden actually is doing research. So excuse me on that. What about the ones that are doing pilot programs? Canada. You have obviously Saudi Arabia. You have India. You have China, mainland China, People's Republic of China, not the Republic of China, which is Taiwan. You have, for instance, what is launched in the blue. So what's in the blue is what you see in that particular, nation over in Africa. Don't really see anything else, right? That's a big deal. Maybe that's, I don't even know what that would be, but anyway. So that's interesting. All right, as we get further into this, let me get into it in a second. Excuse me. It says almost every country with a central bank is in the process of developing a central bank digital currency, except for Ecuador and Kenya. Oh, okay, those are in red. And of course, they want me to access more of this. But anyway, it says, what are CBDCs? We know what CBDCs are. So if anything, we kind of gave you an idea about, the QFS anyway, right? I'll try to see if I can pull up a different one real quick. Let me see real quick. Because, I mean, that wasn't too bad. Not too bad at all. All right. Let me see about pulling something else off of here. Give you guys a different source real quick. I'm not going to harp on this all night long, but let me see. Here's a good one. This is, I don't even know if I could share it. No, that's on a PDF. Hold on. Maybe I can still show it. Yeah, maybe. Nah, I could do it that way. Let's try to pull this up. This other one. And hopefully it doesn't try to limit me on what I'm trying to share with you guys tonight. All right. Let's see this one just real quick. I'm going to skim over this to make sure it's different. Yeah, it does seem like it's pretty different. This is from April 4th, 2023. All right, let's just share this real quick. It says all set for the quantum financial system. Hopefully you guys kind of are. The quantum financial system, QFS, is a new technological, development that promises to revolutionize how we interact with money, streamlining and democratizing wealth generation, and ensuring privacy and data integrity. In technical terms, quantum computing is fundamentally different from traditional computing. All right, this might kind of answer some of your question real quick. While current computing uses bits, quantum computing uses qubits. It kind of reminds me of the Ark. Noah's Ark. They use qubits. Anyway, bits can only work with binary results, for example, from two possibilities, right? Either 0 or 1, because that's all it does. Whereas the electrons in the qubit can also calculate all possible combinations at the same time, known as quantum superposition. Jeez. The different approach, if you're wondering, allows very complex calculations to be performed in minutes or hours, which would require months or years in today's computers. So that's the bottom line. This should answer some of the speculation. If Ripple's XRP is used for cross-border payments for real-time gross settlements with finality of 3 seconds, 5 seconds, I guess, in extreme circumstances, but basically 3 seconds, this is where they get the expression of, being able to move money at light speed, right? Because what? You have a quantum computer literally doing what? It's being able to, solve these things that would normally take years, months or years, like it mentioned. So at the time of immense amounts of data are generated and have to be processed at high speed, quantum computing makes it possible to create new algorithms capable of analyzing a multitude of data or encrypting and decrypting highly complex information faster. It is accordingly emerging as one of the key technologies in the profound transformation that the economy and society are undergoing through Industry 4.0. I mean, how many times do you see a lot of these cryptocurrency projects or products? Sometimes some of these are not even projects anymore. They're like legitimate products or services or both. But they reference, Industry 4.0. How about this real quick? The quantum financial system is a hypothetical financial system that would use quantum computing technology and quantum cryptography through a blockchain to manage financial transactions and data. Hence why you did see at the top of the list Stellar, Quant, Ripple's XRP, some of these other ones, right? If you're wondering why is Polygon probably part of that list because it has nothing to do with ISO 222. My answer, and whether people want to agree with this or not, I would say it's due to scaling, right? Think of how many projects go from Ethereum over to Polygon because of, scaling, right? All right. And if anything, some people say, well, why didn't Jasmine do something like that? Well, they already had a connection of centrality. That's a different type of thing. That in itself is a layer 2 scaling solution, right? And that's 1,000 TPS, right? It's a heck of a lot better than, what is it, 14 to, I don't know what it is, 14 to 18 TPS with Ethereum. All right, one of the main advantages of QFS is that the data is immutable. We just talked about this, right? From the Quant segment. Is your data immutable? Is it future-proof, right? Cannot be manipulated by any malicious actor. This is because the QFS would issue a digital number for each currency dollar in each bank account, and the physical GPS position of each of these currencies will be monitored in real time. This right here, I'm just being honest, guys, this right here is why you do see the Bank of England, and you do see the Bank of International Settlements, and you do see the Banque de France, and you do see Wells Fargo and Bank of America and some of these other ones that are tied into the bigger banks, embracing these type of technologies. They want to get rid of the problems of the old, where you do have, malicious actors behind the scenes are trying to commit fraud or, embezzle funds or, commit, heinous crimes, right? So it says, for instance, this part, and I'll read it again. QFS would issue a digital number for each currency. In each bank account, the physical GPS position of each of these currencies will be monitored in real time. I mean, think about it. This provides a solution that is so much more faster, more sufficient, more secure than the status quo technology. Furthermore, a new global network for the transfer of funds that would protect all parties involved with the banking system would have the potential to replace the current U.S.-controlled SWIFT system. How many times have you seen that be mentioned within, the last couple of years, right? They're always talking about that. All right, honorable mention to Jasmine, democratizing data, right? How about this? Democratizing a global transaction system that is currently totally politicized. Yeah. There's a lot more to it than this, guys. And if anything, if you want to nerd it out, I am going to drop it in the chat because I don't want to make a whole thing about this. Boom. There you go. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read just a few more comments, and I'm going to kick it into the Stellar segment. And I do appreciate you guys who are here. Let's see how far behind I am in the chat. 719, 755. So I got a little bit behind there. That's okay. All right, let's go further down. And what else we got here? Near protocol. Yeah, I actually need to get some near. All right, so you tried staking Casper, but ran into issues and said F it. Oh boy. All right. KLC, welcome. Holding SHIB. I'm considering converting into more XRP and XLM. Yes, I'm still holding a lot of SHIB because the way I look at it is that was the one that 11x for me the last bull market. Most of you guys know the story, 8K to 88K. If it wasn't for SHIB, I probably wouldn't be talking to you guys right now. So it's kind of like one of those things. It's like, hey, you know what? I think this could do well again. I think this next time around, especially with all the talks of 99% of crypto is going to go away. I don't know if I'm going to be comfortable with just keeping a bunch of SHIB. So I do think that it's more than capable of burning some zeros. I don't know about burning like what everybody's hoping for, which is getting down to where we have a penny a SHIB. I just don't think that's realistic. But I do think it is more than a possibility for it to go to 0.3 zeros and a number. Not financial advice, but I still hold a bunch of that. But if you're looking to considering to convert it into more XRP and XLM, I mean, nobody's going to hold it against you because you know what? That probably in the long term would yield you a lot higher amount of on that, return on investment compared to SHIB. I mean, well, don't get me wrong, SHIB will do well. These ones are, oh man, people talk about 100x's, 1000x's. Again, it's not financial advice, but that's just what I'm, my perspective. That's the way I look at it. All right. I know that we're about an hour and 40 minutes into the show. We're losing a lot of people, but that's okay. Maybe there's other shows going on. Orb, aka Brian Dowie, says he was staking some XRP on Dexpool. He got 150 XRP in a month, but also got scared and pulled out before the lawsuit ended. Well, it shows you're human, man. It's okay. All right. Cool Cat Crypto says he's already got enough free Atom for over one QNT. Huh. All right. Let's see here. Cool Cat Crypto says he's done buying crypto. He'll use Atom's staking rewards to get free crypto now. That's a good way of going about it. All right. I'm gonna go further down into just a few more comments. I want to welcome Dennis Leal. He needs more info on DEG. Not much content out there on DEG. Follow Tokenizer on crypto Twitter. He covers DEG a lot. If I was personally investing into DEG, eventually I will be. I'll probably, maybe talk about a little bit more than I do. But I would agree with you. There does need to be more talk about DEG, and they do have a key partnership with Quant, and we do cover Quant obviously almost every day. River, I sure would like to do a blurb on FLR, Max. A blurb? Go for it. Stargazer, he says he's stuck with some Luna Classic, have that staked in Terra Station. I'm at a loss with it, but have decided to leave it alone and ride the storm. Oh, yeah, you kind of stuck in a situation. I hear what you're saying. All right. You guys have some great comments. I'm just going to go further down. Quantum Leap, yeah. Hello, Josh Cornwell. He says, yo, JC the man, glad to have you here. And hold on, Brett Haslam still watching, listening. Well, thanks, guys. All right, we're going to get into the next part of what we have, which is the Stellar segment. Let's pull it up for just a moment. All right. Here we go. And on this one, it states, what are the unique opportunities in transitioning to a digital economy for emerging markets? Listen to Mark Heinen from the Stellar organization unpacking why in this sneak peek. Again, it's only like 5 minutes, right? It's not that bad. But he does mention some key things in regards to the unique opportunities and challenges in transitioning from a cash to digital economy. A little bit kind of like what you guys were talking about earlier. So I'm going to pull this up for you. And this was something that was shared 2 days ago. Like publicly, I guess you could say, but this was actually recorded back in May. You just may not have seen it. So we're going to go ahead and play this again under 5 minutes. We're going to play the whole thing. And please smash that like. Here we go.
So I think one of the biggest opportunities is really economic growth. So there are a couple of ways to think about this. So one way to achieve economic growth is just lower the cost of having access to financial services. So, people do use some level of financial service everywhere. You can consider cash to be the ultimate interoperable technology, and people use cash everywhere in the world. Now, ultimately, if they don't have a way to digitize that or store it in a bank account, or if it's very expensive to store in a bank account, they may store it somewhere else, and that comes at a cost. It comes at a hard cost if bank accounts are expensive, or at a indirect or soft cost if they're storing it in their house, or if there's security costs. Now, I think if we lower that cost by digitizing cash, by enabling people to cash in and hold digital assets in a wallet and then be able to send those very easily, that's a very significant thing for people to spur economic growth. That includes cross-border payments, which is another use case that's popular on the Stellar network. If we can lower that cost, down from 6% to 3% to 2%, I think that's really exciting because then people can actually have more money left over to spend and spur economic growth. I would say on top of that, if we make it easier for people to borrow, that's another multiplier for economic growth. And that could include, using lending protocols on Sorbonne to borrow and collateralizing a small portion of their balances. It could include any number of other things using the blockchain for underwriting. And so that's exciting. And then I think, most importantly, I think our cash out network is very strategic for enabling economic growth. You were mentioning the fact it could seem complicated for people to get going with a wallet, understanding how it uses, even if it's a effectively a free transaction, and if there's a reason economically why someone might want to start using a wallet to enable free transactions, it might seem daunting for someone to then download a wallet and start using it. And one way we've resolved this is by enabling cash outs and by enabling something we call the Stellar Disbursement Platform, which is a platform that is currently being used by UNHCR and IRC and a number of other aid organizations to disperse aid. Now, the idea of this platform is actually to disperse to people who don't necessarily need to know anything about Stellar, anything about crypto, or anything about digital wallets. The user experience on their side is very simple. They get a text message saying they have aid available and they need to download an app to retrieve that aid. When they retrieve the aid, it comes in USDC. From their perspective, it's a US dollar equivalent balance. And then they can cash out on a MoneyGram. And they can also, in some cases, if the aid organization is game, they can send it to other people as well to help other people in their family as well through the digital wallet. I think for most people, it's going to be a similar experience to mobile money or other really simple, financial tools that are digital, in that they can actually start using it immediately. It's easy to understand. All you need to do to get started with it is add in your date of birth and your email address and your phone number, and you can get started right away. And by really focusing on the UI, making it as simple as possible, we are enabling a whole new set of people to start using this. And then you also have the built-in incentive. People want to actually learn this in order to get access to the funds that are due to them. So I think cash out is something that is sort of the next frontier of crypto. And especially when you think of creators, Airbnb hosts, any other number of people that are, operating globally, Uber drivers, they all want to have digital cash out. And right now they may be actually working with very high cost systems for the purpose of cash out, especially cross-border cash out. And on Stellar, 100,000 transactions cost 1 cent. And so it's ultimately a much better system for that.
Thanks for watching this clip from Emerging Voices. If you enjoyed our content, please take a moment to like this video and share it with your friends. And to stay up to date with what's happening in Web3 from emerging markets, we produce a 5-minute, once-a-week newsletter recapping the week's Web3 news from Africa, Asia, Latin America, and Eastern Europe to help you stay informed and stay smart. Link to get access is in the description. And before you go, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks again, and see you soon.
All right, so glad to share that with you guys. I mean, again, just the whole concept of the access, and there was another example to see that right from Stellar. I'm gonna show you guys just a tad bit more, and then we'll kick it obviously over to the comments. I want to talk about this real quick, and this comes from alp.lsp, or now known as Web3, and I think I was going to show this to you guys the other day, but it disappeared for whatever reason. But the bottom line is this, okay? And that is, we were paying attention to XSP, and, it was going crazy. It was like 180% or something like that for, a 7-day chart, average well over 100% for the month. Did really well, right? If anything, it probably did better than XDC, right? But another key thing built on XDC. So if we're paying attention to obviously swaps and so on, right? Like we talked about Uniswap going to version 4, how it's going to save you 99%. Yeah, this is not me saying it, right? But them, 99% on some of those swaps. Well, what about Lumen Swap, right? From Stellar. So check this out for a brief moment, right? I'll blow this up. It says, raise your projects on Stellar with transparency. Some of you guys already have maybe some Lumen Swap, right? You can buy it on CMC. Okay, but if anything, I'm gonna play this. This one's also about a minute, roughly. And shout out to Alp. So let's go ahead and please smash that like. Here we go.
What is Lumen Swap auction system? Lumen Swap is a decentralized exchange, DEX, for the Stellar network that allows you to swap and trade assets using a friendly minimal interface. Lumen Swap leverages the power of Stellar, making the network's built-in scalability and low fees accessible to everyone. Lumen Swap also has its own native token, LSP, which is used for governance and ecosystem rewards. LSP holders can participate in the decision-making process of the platform and benefit from various incentives. One of the main features of Lumen Swap is the auction system, which is a platform that allows projects to launch their tokens on the Stellar network in a fair and transparent way. The auction system uses an English auction model, where bidders can place their best bids for a limited time, and the tokens are distributed to the highest bidders until the supply is exhausted. How to participate in an auction. To participate in an auction, you need to have a Stellar wallet that supports Lumen Swap, such as Rebet, Freighter, Albedo, or private keys. You also need to have enough XLM to cover the bid amount and the network fees.
So that gives you like pretty much the quick gist of Lumen Swap. I'm not trying to make it too technical. All right. If you're wondering about Lumen Swap for some of you newcomers and so on, what I was going to show you is that obviously it's on CMC, but let me just show you just a little bit more detail about it. All right, so here it is, and you can see that it's ranked 7,168. Wow, right? They haven't done a lot of volume, only $20 in volume, but I mean, if anything, maybe it can trend a little bit more. So let me show you some stats in regards to this. And, if you're wondering like what exchange is this on and so on, it's on Probit, Buybox. I never heard of that one. I have heard of Probit and Bit Global. In regards to some of the supply, they have a self-reported circulating supply that's been unconfirmed by CMC. If it was confirmed, the rankings would be significantly higher than it is. But basically speaking, it has a little over 300 million Lumen Swap. 30.05% is in its circulation. I guess some of the things that it's going to get criticism on is there is no total supply, but there is a max supply of 1 billion Lumen Swap LSPs. Currently speaking, it does have a let me see here. Looks like a market cap, again, it's unconfirmed, of 2.49 million. So there's a lot of growth potential here. As far as how it did on the 7/8 chart, as you can see here, there's something going on with the liquidity, maybe moved around. I don't know. A little bit more about this on the 1 month chart. Did pretty well, but again, it could have been because moving some things around. 87% on the year, down about 32%. All time, it's down about 90%. So is there opportunity here? Well, could very well be. You got to keep in mind there's other charts for other swaps for other solid ecosystems for other projects that looked a lot similar to this, and look how those turned out. That's all I'm trying to point out, right? Do more of your own research. See if Lumen Swap is something for you. Do I hold a Lumen Swap? No, I do not. I definitely do hold, of course, Stellar. But like anything, do more of your own research. You can go to their Twitter. They have a website, a white paper, all that good stuff. All right. On the next part of what we're going to get into before we get into the comments, I will share with you guys. Hold on a second. A little bit of the Filecoin for you. And then after that, I was hoping to share some IOTA, but we don't have that tonight. We'll definitely get into some Filecoin, like I said. And let me see. Yeah, some Filecoin. And after that, it's going to wrap up things. All right, let's read this from Brett Haslam. Let me turn some branding back on. And yeah. All right. So Brett says, do you know much about MVP Society DGen? No, I don't. I don't even knew it existed until today. I'm probably not the guy to ask about that. But yeah, you can let us know what you think about it. Let's welcome back Darren. He says, he was Fluffy Fluff in the banana hammocks. Glad to have you back, Darren. Boom. Dennis Leal says he's been putting a lot of thought into the order on which his projects to invest into. Okay. Obviously, not all projects will mature at the same time. Right. That's another good point, to be well diversified, right? Because it's not going to all do it all at the same time. Maybe some of them will, but not all of them. Michael Santiago, welcome. Santiago, XDC. Glad to have you. Run XDC. All right, let's take a look at XDC real quick. So this is on your guys' mind. Let's pull that up from CMC. You know me. And please smash that like for we can probably tick up a little bit higher. All right. So let's see what's going on in the 1 hour real quick. Bone doing something. 24-hour XDC, yeah, 10.50%. Not too bad. All right. All right. So I'm going to say goodbye to Stargazer. He says you got to run. You did hit the like. Thank you so much. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to kick into the last part of what we have, and that is basically Filecoin, and something that we haven't really properly introduced to some of you guys. Of course, I'm personally into Filecoin. Some of you guys are as well. A few months ago, I don't know, maybe 4 months ago. So you guys know I did my power swap, right? So basically was I put in 7K, which sounds crazy, into Filecoin because I felt as though at the time it was the bottom, and it was. I lucked out on that. And in 3 days, earned, a profit of 3K, swapped it for more of my other assets of my top 10. Glad to do so. And then later on, basically decided, you know what? I'm really impressed with Filecoin. I think I want to make that also like part of my portfolio for long term. So I went ahead and did that. So I want to show you guys a little bit about Filecoin because you may be wondering, like, what the heck is that? So let's go ahead and share this with you guys. And here it basically is. Here's a little update. And this comes from Masari. All right, it says, what impact does this dynamic supply of Filecoin basically have? And how might the service node operators on Filecoin ensure sustainability? Service node operators in the future could hinge on their capacity to profit from data services through increased usage fees. Think about that for a second. So it has all this information. This was published literally, I think, 2 days ago. As you know, guys know that it's now the first of the month, August of 2023. So it's published on July 29th. I'll blow this up for you guys for just a brief moment. And if anything, I'm going to blow it up even more, put a little bit more emphasis on what you're going to see. All right, so I'm going to share this. Filecoin distribution and unlocks. Known unlocks will conclude in October 2026. All right, I want to show you guys this. Talks about the total, the 2 billion of the Filecoin, the block rewards, the mine reserves, the protocol labs, all this good stuff was projected. Known as in Filecoin unlocks. Current date, July 10th, 2023. But it goes on to mention that, block issuance, and this is, of course, the sources from Filecoin is what we're citing here. Talks about block reward issuance depends on network activity, and the mining reserve cannot be, used without a protocol upgrade. Therefore, neither is displayed in known file unlock schedule. But anyway, it gives you the breakdown of how this is all going to work. Anyway, I thought I'd show that to you real quick. The next part I want to show to you, I should say, excuse me, is this. And I think you could say, like, we went after, if you guys want to call it going after a guy. All right, we did the whole Coney Island thing with Mr. Crypto CU, whatever the heck his name is. But I have nothing personal against this guy, but I don't know what this guy's deal is. So you guys have told me, hey, check out Jerry's, Jerry's his videos. I'm like, who the heck is Jerry? And I found out who you're talking about a while back. So for one, he hates, or he doesn't, I don't know, hates, doesn't like, I guess hates a strong word. He doesn't like QNT because of ERC20 token. He doesn't like Jasmine, ERC20 token. He doesn't like ERC20, period. All right. Now this is the latest one I saw. Apparently he doesn't like Filecoin either. Really? So yeah, I mean, okay. All right. I'm not trying to disrespect this guy, but he says that Filecoin is a bad crypto investment, honest altcoin review, and price prediction. All right. Well, we can agree to disagree. All right. It's a free country. But it's just like, dang, man, some solid projects there. This guy doesn't like any of these, but whatever. Teach his own. All right. So I thought I'd throw that in there. I'm going to jump into this next part, and it's going to give you guys basically the gist. It's going to tell you what Filecoin is all about, because we could talk about this all day long and so on. But you know what? I thought this is only about 5.5 minutes. And to be honest, they did a really good job on this. This was published back in 2021. It is kind of like a commercial / trailer for Filecoin. But it's going to give you basically all that you need to understand. And if you want, look more into Filecoin. For me personally, I do see Filecoin getting back to this previous all-time highs and then some. And this is where, like, I definitely will take profits. You know what I mean? Because the way I look at it is, on certain ones, they're part of my 50 portfolio, different cryptos that I'm into. I will be more than glad to take some ones off of, some of these solid utility projects such as Filecoin and other ones. Let me know if you hold Filecoin. And if anything, I hope that you guys like this video. This will be the last part of our coverage for tonight. Smash that like for some Filecoin. Here we go. Thanks for being here. Let's play this.
We use the internet for everything. To talk to our loved ones, to work together, to play together.
The wonder of the web is that people have participated in the last 25 years sharing so much about themselves. But unfortunately, we built it on a very fragile infrastructure.
We have this exponential growth in the amount of data generated, and that's data that we need to store and safeguard. The way the internet has evolved, there are single points of failure everywhere. We saw this play out in Egypt, where suddenly one morning, people woke up to the internet just completely shut down. They couldn't reach each other, they couldn't talk to each other. We believe it's incredibly important to improve the properties of the internet with the ideas of decentralization and peer-to-peer networks. So that's what we're working on. We built IPFS, a protocol to remove those central points of failure, to improve the resilience of the internet and the web, and to give information a stronger sense of permanence.
IPFS is a really amazing community of developers that are interested in building decentralized technologies.
IPFS is a large-scale open source endeavor with people that contribute from all over the world. We are a community of people who really care about the future of the web and who want to address the problems.
It feels to us like the web is consolidating at the applications layer around a small number of data monopolies, and we're really big believers in the re-decentralization of that wonderful resource. And when we first met Juan, we realized that what he was doing is one of the real keys to making that possible.
The first phase of our work, decentralizing the web, was to build IPFS. The next phase, improving on this foundation, is a new protocol, Filecoin. With the rise of protocols like Bitcoin and Ethereum, we've seen massive decentralized networks form where anyone can dedicate their computer to run the network and earn crypto tokens for doing so. Mining for tokens is so profitable that these networks have spread globally and created the world's most powerful computing systems. We realized that we could use the same kind of incentive structures of Bitcoin to create a decentralized storage network. There is a massive amount of unused latent storage out there. The vision for Filecoin is to create a decentralized storage market, a network kind of like Airbnb, where all that unused storage can be sold on the market. So with this vast amount of supply joining the network that is not currently connected, we can optimize our resources and drop the cost of storage. One of the key things about the Filecoin network is that there is a native token to the system, and that's a Filecoin. It's the medium of exchange for this decentralized market. Users spend Filecoin to hire the network to store their files, and storage providers get paid in Filecoin, which scales with how much storage they add and how close they are to the users.
One of the powerful things about Filecoin is that it allows individuals to be incentivized to act as parts of a network. Each individual will contribute their part and get paid for it. But then the sum of all the individuals will create a network that is much more powerful than the systems that we have today.
Filecoin can be exchanged for Bitcoin, Ethereum, dollars, euros, and so on. Or users can hold on to their Filecoin, which may appreciate as the network grows.
Anybody who uses the technology can become an investor in the technology. They can buy tokens, and if Filecoin is successful, they can share in that financial success. It's kind of like anybody in the world being able to get a seed investment in a Google or a Facebook or an Amazon or something like that.
Filecoin is going to completely reimagine the way data is stored and delivered, especially in the places where internet service is most fragile. Just like people mine Bitcoin all over the world, local entrepreneurs will realize they can mine Filecoin by plugging together as many hard drives as they can get. Not only can they earn significant amounts of money, but they can also provide a valuable service to their local community. We can move all of the really valuable, precious content of the internet, this amazing compendium of knowledge, into those regions so it can be served locally and give access to billions of people who are currently locked out of the web.
All right, so there you have it. Basically, Filecoin, the Airbnb of crypto data, if you will, if you're going to give it like a title. Going to turn some of this back on for just a brief moment, read the last bit of comments, and then we're going to wrap things up. Do appreciate you guys being here tonight. And let's see who we have up in the comments. OG Crypto, Mr. Gangsta, welcome back. Glad to have you back, OG. And we have John Crispala. What's up, brother? Thank you for being here, John. Appreciate you as well. Give John a warm welcome. Why you don't mention Chainlink? I do mention Chainlink. I don't mention it every day. For one, I'm not personally invested into Chainlink, so I'm not going to cover Chainlink every day either. I am personally invested into Filecoin, hence why I covered Filecoin. When I'm personally invested into Caspa, I will start covering Caspa more often. So I have nothing against Chainlink. The only thing I don't like about the Chainlink community, though, is this FUD campaign. And you're going to see one almost guaranteed here soon towards Quant. I think it's ridiculous, personally. But it is what it is. All right. Brittany's got the stars out. Thank you. Michael Santiago, Filecoin overpriced compared to Chainlink. 2 billion Filecoin total versus 1 billion Chain. I hear you. My thing is this. I talk about Filecoin because of what I was able to do with it personally. You know, I didn't have a lot of cryptocurrencies that was profitable during bearish times. You know, to be able to turn a 7K investment with 3K profit, I'll do it all day, every day. You know, I think a lot of people couldn't blame me for that. And I did what they refer to as a power swap into other assets, more QNT, more XRP, more XLM. I think I picked up some more HBAR. I picked up more Jasmy, you know. So for me, Filecoin was where it was at. That's not me bashing your Chainlink or anything like that, but I'm sure there's some projects that I might be invested into that you aren't invested into. And that's just the way it goes. That's what comes with the territory. We can't be invested into everything. There's literally, over 27,000 cryptos. According to CMC, it's 1.8 million, which is crazy. That somebody must have just deployed a bunch of ERC20 tokens over and over because it only takes 27 seconds. True, but in reality, about 27,000 projects. None of us could be invested into all of them. All right, OG Crypto. Do you stake, Max? Yes, I do. And if so, which ones do you think are pretty good? I do stake my Luna Classic. Believe it or not, I don't stake it over, obviously, on Terra Station. I stake it over on KuCoin. All right. I understand that I can't do spot trading on KuCoin anymore, but I can still take advantage of the staking. And so that's where I have my staking is over on KuCoin. I have to double check to see how well I'm doing the rewards, but it's not bad in regards to the stake and rewards over on KuCoin. Where's some of the other ones? I think I do a little bit of ADA staking over there. I used to stake, obviously, Clearpool over there back in the day when it was 100% APR. Obviously, they don't have things like that anymore. I forgot what some of the other ones I might be doing. I think Algo. It's not bad for staking, at least over there. I don't know. There might be something else that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head. I don't know. I have to look. I have to double check it. All right. Yep, we read that. Magic Powers here. Hello, Guten Tag, Liechtenstein Exchange. Just me in the house. Thank you for being here, Mr. Magic Power. John Crispalla, he says he's very familiar with the IPFS tech. Oh, cool. Right on. Seems like you've done more of your own research. Nah, it's not that, bro. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything like that. I don't want you to misinterpret what I'm saying. All right. Corey B-Bay says, thanks, Max. You're welcome. Filecoin, a very good investment with a lot of potential upside. Should make the coming bull run around 1,000. Okay. Well, I mean, even previous all-time highs, I mean, even if it just gets to that point, I mean, that in itself is, I'm not going to be complaining about it. GG says, Chainlink, if like Cosmos, aka Atom, they use bridges that sacrifice security rather than hold QNT for gateways. Huh. Orb 829 is a super chat from Corey B-Bay. Thanks, man. $2 super chat. Thanks for the quantum crypto talk, Max. You're welcome. Yeah, it was not part of the lineup, but that's okay. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys all tuning in tonight. Please smash your like or smash that like on your way out. And we'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, unless something else happens, at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific for more Crypto Talk Now. It's been a pretty decent show. I do appreciate you guys. Have a great night. Know what you have. Know why you hold it. The research trumps FUD 110%. Stay the course. Some of you guys will quit the race, but it's a marathon. Don't let your emotions get too out of hand. And if anything, understand the market with actual data. Don't base it on opinions just because you see a random show of people saying, oh, Bitcoin is going to 12K. Always try to remember, is there actual data to support that? And if so, obviously look into that. All right. I won't keep you any further. Have a great night, everybody. XTC broke. Yep, that's good stuff. H-bar, Algo. Have a great night. Blackwood and Brittany. All right. You guys take it easy. We'll play the outro.